Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of TV is Our Real Mom, the podcast. I'm your
He's
host. I'm your host, Dave, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Katie. Katie, how's it going?
good. You got the in there. You just got it in the wrong spot.
Right. It's like
The
Spaceballs,
podcast.
Spaceballs, the lunchbox. TV's
Spaceballs,
our
the
real,
flamethrower.
yeah. TV's our real mom, the podcast.
Yeah, you got it in there. Fine.
Right. Yep. Here we are to talk about Alone, season 5, episode 6.
Halfway
And
done. Halfway there.
we're halfway there, and we've lost another one. Another man down.
Woman down.
Another woman down.
We're out of women now.
All the women are gone.
They're all gone.
So what was it? Carly, Brooke, and Nicole were the
Nicole,
only.
yeah.
So 3 out of 10.
I'm surprised Brooke lasted the longest because I think I said at the beginning of the season that she had never had to do it on her own, and that might wear on her. And bada bing, bada boom, that's what did it.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out that was pretty accurate. I
Yeah.
think that having to do it by herself. I think she even said that when they came to pick her up, right? That she didn't anticipate how huge of a deal the loneliness factor would be. And I guess she called her shelter like her green asylum or something like that.
Yeah, the psych ward.
Yeah, the psych ward.
She really stuck with that.
Yeah, she was drilling that theme home.
She must have really felt that way. But I think it's funny that all 3 of the people from season 4 are gone. And the 5 we have left are like people that competed in true Alone seasons.
That is interesting to note. It makes you wonder if they, just don't have what it takes to do the alone part of it, you know?
Which is why that season, as much as I love the Baird brothers and some parts of that season, like they shouldn't do that. You're not alone. It doesn't count.
It doesn't
like
count.
The part where your mind starts to attack you, like attack itself, is when you're like happy and fed, or as fed as you can be, but then the loneliness creeps in, and you don't get that when there's somebody else there.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, no more of that, please. Let's do
Let's stick to the
real Alone thing.
Single players seasons. Yeah.
I bet you a Baird brother would do fine on his own, but
yeah, it's tough to say. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I guess we have no evidence, but yeah, they could probably find slugs, although not in Mongolia, apparently.
No slugs in Mongolia?
It doesn't sound like they're, the non-fish, non-animal options are very much. Because when you're on an island and you're in like a wet climate like that, you have things like slugs, but they're like, Mongolia is pretty dry, I think.
There's plenty of grasshoppers, though.
True. Might as well just live on those.
As long as you cook those suckers up.
Or use them as bait.
Like Brit's doing.
Yeah, he's doing quite well. I thought that he was going to be struggling, but he seems fine now.
He's catching plenty of fish.
Yeah, fish with mice in their stomachs. What's that about?
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I was not expecting that.
Like, how did that even happen?
I did not know fish could eat mice. That's interesting.
It must have just been a mouse that fell into the river.
And it ate it for some reason.
And he ate it.
Can I ask you about Brit's trap? What was he trying to catch with that again? Was he actually trying to catch a bear? Or no?
I think he was trying to catch like a chipmunk or a rodent or anything.
He made a giant like spiked log though. It's something bigger than a rodent.
What kind of an absolute moron would try to catch a bear?
I don't know. Like, I just totally spaced out at that part, which is why I was asking you what happened. Because I got the impression that he was like trying to catch a bear, like just in case.
Well, yeah, because in the middle of the night,
kill the bear before it kills him or something.
Something started making a bunch of noise, and he associated it with his trap. And so I thought he thought he caught a big animal. But I was like, why are you trying to catch a big animal? He never really said what he was trying to catch.
The other thing,
anything.
There's the bait he used on it. It was like a fish head. He was using a fish head as bait, so he's trying to catch something big. I can't remember if he said bear. I mean, I could go play this part real quick.
I feel like that's stupid.
Let's see what he
Like,
says here.
why would you try to catch a bear? Because you're just gonna injure it and piss it off. You're not gonna kill it. It's a bear.
This type of trap is known as a lever snare.
Right. What's it used for?
Badger. He talks about
Okay.
a badger. So he's trying to catch like a badger or a wolverine or something.
See, even that seems dicey to me.
It's dicey, but yeah, I guess you'd rather catch them before they come and attack you or something. I don't know.
So, if I understand him right, he's eating all this fish, but somehow it's still not enough to be like energized and fully like fed.
Right. That's right. That's what he said. He was missing. He was feeling clean in the sense of like it's like fresh fish, so nothing but
Hmm.
like fresh protein and
Hmm.
nothing, no dirty stuff going in.
Right.
But he was also not getting enough energy because he needed fat. Like fat is a great burning energy source. So
Okay. So
so
fish
that's
don't
why
have fat
he's
on them?
not. They're very low fat. They're like the lowest fat meat you can get. I think. I think they're even lower fat than like turkey and chicken and stuff.
Have you ever heard of rabbit starvation?
No. What is that?
That's like if your diet is nothing but a lean meat, like rabbit, for example, that you can still like starve.
Because you need fat.
Yeah, basically. You're not getting the variety of nutrition that you need.
Right. Which is why I don't understand like those diets of like
Pescatarians?
well like chicken breast and vegetables. It's like you need fat. You might as well have like dark meat chicken or something, something with some
Yeah.
fat in there,
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have these lean ass chicken breasts. Like that's not what's gonna help you lose weight
You
and
do
stuff.
if you're trying to cut.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I think you still need the fat and you just need to be
Why do
burning it.
why do people cut? Like what does that mean?
Cut like means they're trying to cut weight, right?
But why?
Because they need to lose weight.
But then they build up again. Is this for like bodybuilders?
Yeah, I think. Well, in fights, there's like UFC fighters. There's
Mm-hmm.
weight classes and stuff. So they
Right.
might have to like lose a few pounds to be in the proper weight class that they're supposed to be fighting in. So that's what they mean by that. In that context, I don't know about other
Okay.
contexts. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, these people obviously aren't doing that. They have no choice. They're eating what's in front of them, what they can get their hands on. But I was just curious.
yeah. That's all I know about cutting. Not that I'm an expert on cutting.
I'm cutting.
Uh,
Don't I look pretty cut right now? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't even know what that meant.
no more cut than usual, I guess.
Well,
Um,
anything else about Brit? How do you feel about Brit?
He seems to be doing fine. I mean, I guess I'm feeling good about my picks now that Brooke's gone home here because, like, my picks are the only one that's way off so far for me is Nicole. So,
Yeah, me
like,
too.
with Brooke going out here, my list is a lot more in line. So if Brit went next, it would make my list look even better. So that's the only reason I'm kind of rooting against Brit is from like a
You really
prediction
want
standpoint.
that victory, don't you?
I just, I like to be right about my predictions. I never am, and it
Well,
never seems to go my way, but uh,
my
rarely goes my
bottom
way.
two are I'm pretty sure Britt and Randy, so I'm not gonna win anything. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure those are the last two standing, but
yeah. I've got Randy, I think, in fourth place if I remember right.
not
So,
gonna
but
happen.
I think he's gonna go farther than that. But
Yeah.
he could be that guy that quits like early.
He could start building a sweat lodge, but
Well, like he's doing too well, sort of thing.
you know what? He could be like Carly from season 3, where she was just thriving and kicking ass, and then she was like, I've done this," and then she just bails out.
Exactly. I could totally see him doing that. So I could see him still going out at fourth. So what are we down to 5 people left or what?
We are down to 5 people.
Okay. So yeah, I think Britt's doing fine. I don't see any indication why he might go out next,
Mhm.
but like you said, there's some precedent in the previous episodes that might indicate he could quit.
Scared.
Scared
Yeah,
bears. Oh, he
but
talked about his son in this episode too. He missed his best friend and all that, so you
yeah, that
never
was
know.
cute. That
Yeah,
was very cute. That was precious.
that was cute.
I feel pretty good about Britt, Randy, and also Dave to some extent. He's still having issues. But we didn't see Sam in this episode, so I don't really know what to think about him, but I am concerned about Larry. I think he's losing it again. And earlier than he did last time.
Well, it's so crazy that the freaking mice are out to get him again. I mean,
yeah, they don't seem like they're bothering anybody else. Like Dave is trapping them. Like, why doesn't he just set up traps?
Yeah, I mean he did that in his season 2, so I don't know why he's not doing it this time.
He's really just letting it get to him. I think he was traumatized by them, like he said. They ruined his gear.
And even this time, he said he moved his shelter because he thought there was a nest, and then he looks, there's no nest, and he's like, "Damn it, there wasn't even a nest." Like
he needs to, but at the same time, this is what makes Larry Larry. But he needs to just not be so hard on himself when things don't go his way, or when he thinks something is a waste. You know, he's very hard on himself, and that's a waste of energy as well.
Well, at least this is more primo Larry in this episode.
Yeah, I appreciate it. What did he call him again?
Like,
you furry, and then they breathe
like effing fuzzballs or something, or you fuzzy Fs.
Yeah. It was peak Larry.
Yeah, there's more primo Larry in this episode, so that's good. For
sure. No, I just feel bad for him. It doesn't seem like much is going his way.
What's this part here?
It's just a bunch of bleeps.
Oh yeah, he's like, Larry. I'm thinking about destroying my shelter. Like, just tearing it apart, just destroying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to destroy it. Dave. So Dave hit that grouse with an arrow. Did he lose it? I can't remember. What happened again?
He lost it, but it flew away, right? Or did he get it eventually? No, that was Randy.
Yeah, I think it flew away, but Randy got one.
Randy got one.
20-yard shot.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. He's got braids. He's got like pigtail braids going on.
He's a hippie. He's a dirty hippie.
Yeah, he's got a bandana too. So pretty solid beard. Definitely
an impressive beard.
Definitely a hippie.
Yeah, I was thinking about how hard I was on him at the beginning and making fun of his sweat lodge stuff. But then I thought about it and I was like, maybe he actually went into the sweat lodge and he saw like a vision of him winning, but at a different time. And he was like, okay, my time here is done. I can just focus my energy on some point in the future. And that's what he's doing now. Like, who's to say that's not what happened? That could happen.
That's a good point. Maybe his vision was of him winning season 5. So,
yeah, like I shouldn't have been so dismissive.
Yeah, totally.
Because far, it seems like his vision told him to do the right thing.
He talks a lot in this episode about inspiring the fans of the show, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I definitely get inspired watching this show of wanting to be more outdoorsy, or wanting to get outdoors. Even though I haven't made it outside once this summer, I've been perpetually inside. But
you go outside when you go places.
I go outside, I get into my car, I drive to work. I leave work, I get in my car, I drive home.
That's like how all these stories start. Like you get sick of that and you decide to opt outside. At least not to the extreme that these people do, because, that's not realistic.
When we go camping in August here, we should practice our primal survival skills so we can start heading in that direction.
I did a program this weekend of survival skills at where I work. And
what kind of stuff do you guys learn about?
Well, I don't know shit about survival skills, so I just had like a PowerPoint, and I'm like, I like to mention the shows that we talk about, but then I taught people how to tie some knots, and how to make some homemade fire starters out of just stuff you have around the house. Not actual survival skills, like wild edibles, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, that sort of thing.
I was thinking it might be cool to get our hands on like a flint or something, and try our hand at making fire out of nothing.
I feel like I know myself, and I would try for like 2 minutes and I'd be like, this is hard, and I would give up.
I'd like to try it. I'd like to be able to say I made fire from flint.
Well, bring some flint. Give it a
And
whirl.
what else could we do? Well, building a shelter out there is probably not going to happen because we're not going to have the materials necessary, nor would it probably be
You can't do
legal.
that in parks. You can't use their surroundings.
Right, which
The
sucks,
park I
but
work at, you're not allowed to even forage and use wood there. So
yeah. I mean, that's pretty common now.
yeah. But
Anyways,
anyway,
well, we went off on a tangent because I just don't know that there's much more to talk about in this episode. I
well,
mean,
yeah, Dave is just kind of still struggling. I thought when he caught that mouse and it went to a commercial that he was going to start weeping or something because he took another life. But then he was like, just, oh yeah, look, I got a mouse. And I was
oh,
like, why don't you feel bad about a mouse, Dave?
that's right. I forgot he caught a mouse. That was interesting the way they cut that. That was actually an intriguing edit because
Yeah.
he was just like watching it and he just slowly like looked over and is like, look, there's a mouse under my trap. And like he's gonna take the bait and it just slammed on it.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna like have a breakdown because that's like the edit has been showing us how sensitive he is and how much he hates killing creatures. But I think it's the bigger the creature, the more it upsets him. The bigger and furrier the creature. And yet next week he's gonna go hunting for a deer. So whatever, we'll see.
Well, once again, I think he has a point that the bigger the kill, you're only taking one life instead of taking multiple lives,
Yeah, dude, here in North Dakota, when people get a deer, like they have meat for days. Like they freeze it and eat it all winter. So
Right. Yeah, venison.
I liked how also maybe it's because they're getting down in the numbers, but like they finally did the thing where they try to trick you about which person's going home. Like you thought it could have been Dave, it could have been Larry, and it could have been Brooke. Right?
Right. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That they had a good opportunity here to do such a thing, and I liked them keeping us on our toes. That was good.
Did you make the right call? Did you know it was going
I
to be
was like
Brooke?
90% sure it was going to be Brooke.
Yeah.
I thought it was possible it could be. Who else did they show? Like Larry
I
or
think it was between her, Larry, and Dave, right?
yeah. I really didn't think it would be Dave, but
Mm-hmm.
if it was Larry, that it was the other one that was a small possibility. But
Yeah.
yeah,
What did you make of her decision to like hike up that ridge when the
I
weather
don't
was coming?
I don't know, man. Like I think it was probably a sign that she was planning on leaving because she specifically said like you're only going to be out here once or I'm only going to be out here once for the rest of my life. Like this is an opportunity that I can't pass up. I think it was her saying like this is my last hurrah. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to head back and then I'm going to quit.
Yeah, I think she knew like the
She had
weather, like
she had
that
in her
could be an
head
excuse.
I think she had in her head she wasn't going to last much longer, so she might as well just like do this last little hike and then get ready to phone it in.
Yeah. And maybe in hindsight, all her like making all that jewelry and stuff was like just delaying the inevitable. Like she had to keep her mind busy or that's where it was going to go and she was going to quit. And I guess to be fair, for someone who hadn't done it alone before, she did make it pretty far.
Right. What day are we on here?
I still think we're not even at day 30 yet.
Right, which is like they're about 4 weeks in, which is really only halfway through the winter of season 1. Halfway
Yeah,
to
like
the
they're not even there yet. But if y'all remember season um even the one Brooke was on. So Brooke and Dave got third place, but they tapped on day 49, whereas the Bear Brothers won, but it was like day 82 or something when
right.
they
It was
left.
between them and Pete and Sam, just
So
basically
them
fighting
and
it
Pete
out.
and Sam fought it out for like a month.
I think that's kind of how season 1 went too, if I remember correctly. Is that you had Sam and the winner? I can't remember his name now, but they lasted considerably longer than the competition, and they were pretty much just fighting each other at that point. And what's funny
Yeah.
is they don't even know that they're competing against each other, that they're the last two standing, and they're just like fighting it out. Nobody ever knows that, but
Yeah, not until you watch the show.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling. I mean, you're gonna see something similar this season. It's just who is it gonna be between?
I think these last 4 or 5. I mean, who's like the fifth one that could probably get cut here? Maybe Larry.
I think
Maybe
Larry is not gonna last much longer.
yeah. If maybe Britt does quit, you know, but it's looking like if Larry goes out, the final four are going to be in a tight competition, I think.
I think Sam is also struggling, but we
Yeah, we
haven't
don't know
seen
much
him.
about him. Is he in the preview?
Yeah, he's in the preview.
And he's struggling, right?
He just said he's so hungry.
Right. So you could see Sam going next week too. I shouldn't. I'm a little biased because he's number one on my list.
Well,
So
part of me is like they haven't shown him much, so he must be there for a while.
or next week they're gonna show him a lot and he goes home.
Or that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
do you have any predictions you want to make?
No, I think we're down to some real contenders now, and I don't really know. Like Larry is struggling, but he's also really stubborn. So
Yeah, I mean you can't underestimate Larry's stubbornness.
no.
Being that we're only 28 days in,
Yeah.
he could just gut it out for like 30 more days. So
I mean, if he can just get some food every now and then, if he can take care of the mouse problem, I think he will.
yeah, he very well could. So don't count Larry out.
And I think Sam will also push him. So I don't know who to count out at this point. Like Randy and Britt both have a precedent of like giving up. I don't want to say giving up, but kind of
Tapping
giving
in.
up,
Tapping in.
tapping into life.
Yeah.
So even though they're doing well, mentally maybe they're just like, let's go. I really, really don't see it with Randy because he seems different this time. And he hasn't like had any adversity like the last time he lost his Flint and all that and had all those problems. Britt though, I could see kind of just like, ugh. But he also kind of seems different this season too. So I really don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. If I'm forced to make a pick, I think I would pick Sam to go home next week if I had to make a pick, but could totally be wrong about
I
that.
think I might go with Dave just because
They've been harping on that his whole thing quite a bit too.
and
Yeah.
if he just doesn't want to do it anymore, he might leave. But I don't think any of these people, I think these are the top guys, and I don't know what's going to take him out. Oh, we haven't seen the emergency evacuation yet. We know one of these guys is going to be evacuated for an emergency reason, so that sucks.
Oh shit, that's got to be Larry.
Why does it have to be Larry?
He's already been passing out and shit.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
And then we got Dave like in the preview up in his tree stand, which is like insane.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't know if looking
How do
at
you get that high?
looking at the picture right here, dude, it's insane. It's like a log perched between two trees. That
How did he get it up there?
He would have had to carry this log up the tree with him, climbing up the tree, carrying a log, and throw it across and latch it on the other side, and then he's sitting on the crossbeam, and he's just sitting up there. Absolute insanity.
He must have had to like strap it to his back or something.
Right. So I don't know. You almost wonder if this is like a last hurrah for him too.
Maybe
you know,
like it was just
like,
a freak.
I'm bored. Like I'm gonna do this crazy thing, and then I'm
like
gonna call
Brooke
it.
climbing the ridge.
Yeah, like it's kind of weird because he ends up just shooting his GoPro as well. Like he goes all the way up there and just shoots an arrow at his GoPro. So it's like
that's right. Okay.
It's like he's kind of messing around, you know?
So maybe he noticed, maybe he was walking one day and he noticed that, sometimes there's like avalanches or freak things and that just happens naturally. Maybe he saw it and he was like, that looks like a natural tree stand and I'm going to use it.
If you see this, it does not look natural at all. So
I don't understand how he could do it.
Oh, it's insane. It'll be interesting to see if they show how he does it.
They better.
Yeah, they might not.
I mean, they have to. That's like, maybe they'll have at least a web thing, like online, like a clip.
Right. Like, what the hell else is happening out there?
Like, how did you do this?
Yeah.
How did he?
How did he do it? I don't know. Okay. Anything else you want to add before we call it a day?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
I got nothing. Yep.
Are you feeling better about the season yet?
Yeah, I am enjoying it more now.
Okay.
And I will say we haven't been watching commercials. We started watching
20
minutes into when it starts so we can fast forward through all the commercials. So
Good call.
that has helped dramatically, I must say. And I just think the quality of the season has improved with, I think losing a couple people helps because then you have just the people that are left. They kind of get to spend more time with each one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest because I think these are the real survivalists, and it's going to be a battle.
Right.
Like, and I really hope nobody gets hurt. Like, please don't get hurt. But
right. Yeah, it's bound to happen, unfortunately. But
yeah, I know.
Anyways, that'll do it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at TV is our real mom. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and a comment, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.